Hey, what's up everyone? Jason here with Jason Hunts PNW. Today we are going to be, this will be the first video on this channel. I've been, kind of getting after some stuff. Kevin's calling. I'll call him back. Kind of getting after some stuff. The last few years I've lost over 170 pounds and I'm starting to take it a lot more seriously recently. So hunting is one of the things that got me really interested in losing weight, and I got a couple of friends of mine that got me into long distance shooting, and I'm not very good at any of it, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to have you guys follow along. And today we're going to I don't know why I held that up. Today we're going to load some 22 Creedmoor. I bought a little Ruger American Predator in 22 Creed. So we're going to load up some 80 grain ELDXs for that. I'm going to be running, what is it? It's right here. Be running the Stayball 6.5 powder on that. This is just the first powder I bought to try with 22 Creed. Be running Peterson brass. These are once fired. We're just going to decap these. I've got some more that are brand new still, but we'll have to go over to Mitchell's place and anneal them. I don't have an annealer yet, but we'll get them decapped and probably cleaned up in here while it's still rainy season. We won't be running out of water at the house, and we'll go from there. This will be my first attempt at a lifestyle type of vlog type of video, and it's kind of a weird one for me. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but we'll get these loaded, and we'll get these decapped. We'll get some more loaded, and then we'll go test them out at the range. I have some data for some of the previous loads I've done on this, and I'll share all that with you guys, and we'll see if we can get any that shoot worth a heck. So we'll get it done. So this is just the decapping die. It's a RCBS rock chucker. This is the RCBS. It's a 22 to 25 caliber decapper. I like these. I have a hand, like one you can decap them by hand, but all we're doing is taking them primers out. But I have a Frankfurt Arsenal deal that you can decap them by hand, but I kind of like this way. Fairly quick, super easy. We've got, I don't know, 46 or some of these to do. I was trying to do load work up with 69 grain ELD VTs as well, but the Ruger doesn't seem to like those. And it could have been I was running too long of a seating depth. Seems like these Hornady bullets like a little bit of jump, and I'm pretty sure I was about 15 thousandths off the lance with those, so we'll get it figured out. Because box ammo ELDXs, we're shooting under an inch at 100. I mean, the rifle's brand new, it's not broken in yet, but it's still pretty impressive. So we'll get these decapped, and I'll probably put them in a bag to maybe just clean a whole batch once I get back from the range this weekend. We'll be back once these are decapped. Decapping ASMR. Okay, well, there's 45 of them shits decapped, ready to get cleaned out. The primer pockets get kind of gnarly in these. Doesn't want to focus. But we'll get get them cleaned out, anneal the necks on them, and then be ready to resize and trim again. I don't know how everyone else does it, but the way I've been doing this is to keep track of everything is I'll just write on a Ziploc, Peterson 22 Creed, 1 fired, and when they get, actually it's pretty obvious they're decapped, so I'm not going to write that on there, but as I go along through the process, I like to try and have a pretty decent sized batch of stuff before I get going too much. Just keep these in here, and look out for this weekend. I've got some prepped and primed brass already that we'll load for this weekend, and once I shoot all that up, so I get decapped, put in here with this, and I like to try and keep everything straight. So what I mean by that is, once fired brass, I have 100 sticks of this brass for the 22 Creed. I'm going to try and shoot it all once, and then we'll go through and anneal it and resize it. I'll be ready to load again, but then all 100 sticks I'm going to shoot a second time. That way it's not like I don't have any irregularities or nothing's dissimilarly used. That way if something is going weird with my load workup, I can be like, oh well, you know, the rifle sped up, or you know, maybe I did something stupid. But that just takes away some of the variables with that. And I'm not like a professional reloader. I just started dabbling in this stuff for the last like 6 or 8 months, but it is one of those things that kind of keeps me motivated to stay on with my nutrition and stay on with my exercise. Is like, this is kind of like a reward for myself. It's kind of weird, but when you're this fat, you gotta have weird stuff like that to keep you going, because being in a calorie deficit for 2 years gets pretty old. But we're getting it, and I fall off the wagon every now and then too. I'm sure you guys will see some of that as we get going through this, but I'm gonna let the scale warm up. It's been on for probably, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. And once that's done, we'll come back and start measuring some powder and putting in some bullets. Let's see how it goes. I'll share my load data too with you guys. That'll go up here. And then we'll start loading. So this is the powder scale I have. It's a Frankfurt Arsenal IntelliDropper. Fancy words. But see, we're at 0.4 right now. When I turned it on about a half hour ago, it was at like 0.1. So I'm gonna give it like another half an hour. We'll come back and see what it's at. Hopefully it's still at 0.4. It's like a good constant temperature in here for the most part. Temperature, humidity, controlled. So we'll see how it does. And like I said earlier, we got the old Stayball 6.5. I might try Varget for the 62s. Where are those? 69s, I guess they are. 69, that's why I bought them, in case you guys are wondering. The ELD VTs. I might try and load these with Varget, but that'll be another day, another time. Well, I just got done calibrating my powder scale. Put some of this old Stayball 6.5 in there. And I wanted to go over some of this stuff. I keep track on these notes. My writing's pretty squiggly these days, but with the 80 grain ELDXs, we're doing Stayball 6.5 powder, and the Hornady chart says, and this is with a 24-inch test barrel, I think, but the Hornady chart says the max load with the 80s is 40.1 grains of Stayball 6.5. They're using different primers. I'm running CCI 200s. My case overall length is what I loaded these to was 2.634, which is longer, I think, than what Hornady was calling for. I printed these out. Well, this is saying 2.7 overall length. Oh, nope, here we go. So for the 80 grains, it's wanting a case overall length of 2.640. So I'm shorter than the factory, I guess. I must have messed something up when I measured my chamber. I'll have to redo that. I'm not going to worry about it now, but anyway, so from my numbers, at 41.5 grains, which is 4/10 of a grain over max, I was doing 31.67 feet per second on average out of 3 shots, because I too poor to do 5 every time. But it seemed like 40 grains was a good one, but it's only 3,031. I forget what the factory ammo is at. It's on my phone. So I'm quite a bit slower than... Yeah, so the ELDX 80 grain Hornady Precision Hunter rounds are like 3,183 feet per second. So at 41.5 grains, I was pretty close to that. One that grouped pretty well for me is 40 grains of powder at 3,031. But, you know, it's still 100 and something feet per second. So, I don't know. I feel like I had no signs of pressure on these, on the 80 grains yet. So, I kind of want to load to book length and then try these again, and we'll start at like 40 grains and go up to 42.5 or 43. I mean, worst case scenario, I pull some bullets out of the top end if we start seeing pressure, but I think we'll load from 40. Yeah, we'll go book length and load from 40 to 43, going in half grain increments. We'll see how that goes. So we'll get our notes going here. 22.3. Oh, that's supposed to be an E and not an R. M-O-O-R. So we're doing Peterson brass. New brass. We're doing CCI 200 primers. And we're doing stay ball 6.5 powder. Now, what we need is a case overall length of 2.640 COAL 2.640. And then what I like to do is I'll load one to overall length and I'll pull an ogive measurement and write that down. And what else do we need to write on here? Ogive length. Oh, brass is trimmed. Brass trim. Is 2.9 or 1.911. Who's calling me? Well, I rushed it and ran the powder calibration on this while I was on the phone. But we'll do it again. Hang on a second. Oh, there's like 3 flakes of powder here. I'm not like a real scientist. So when I used to be a machinist, oof, this thing drives me nuts. I used to do portable machining on heavy equipment. And when you do that for a career, you've got to be, oh, arm got in the way. You've got to be pretty meticulous about what you're doing or things aren't going to work right. So, but this is kind of cool to do this stuff because I can be super picky and get all my precision measuring tools. But we'll run the calibration on this. Hang on. So we've got it in manual. I don't mess around with all that stuff. I've done the calibration with the weights. Comes with these weights. They're 50 grams a piece. Grams, I think. It feels like it's way more than 50 grains. But you calibrate it that way, and then put the pan on, hit my 0, and then we'll hit powder calibration, and it's gonna calibrate how fast the powder comes out of the machine, so it doesn't have to trickle for 20 seconds a piece to hit your designated grain weight of powder. Makes weird noises. Almost there. Oh, is it done? Hot dog. Alright. Now I'll just dump that back into there. And we'll start throwing some powder. So I got my notebook here. Everything's filled out, all the information we're going to need. Now hopefully that's not flipped. Just to run over what I write. It's caliber, brass, primers, powder, case overall length, and then once I get one to that length, I'll throw my ogive gauge on there and we will get that measurement and we'll run the rest of them to that. My brass is trimmed at 1.911 and I'm running 80 grain ELDX. So that's all the information we need. Then after that I just go down with my grain weights of powder. And then once I shoot them, I'll flip this around. I don't know if you can read that, but just little notes. Average speed, extreme spread, and SD. It's kind of crazy because my best shooting group from the last time with this ammo that I loaded was 38 grains at 28.17, but my ES was 43.4 and the SD of 20. So everyone says everything shoots better if you have single digit SDs and blah blah blah, but like I had at 40 grains I had an SD of 8 standard deviation, which is really good, and that showed some promise. I think I may have pulled the third round on that. So that's why we're starting at 40 grains on this test. But some of these other ones, 38.5 grains was my second best group, and it had an SD of 4.6. But the group wasn't as good as an SD of 20. So I don't know. I just might suck at this. That could be it too. But it's a lot of confusing stuff. Sorry, I'm trying not to cuss on this channel. Here we go. I'm gonna get some brass lined up and we will start throwing some powder. So we've got our brass. I really like this stadium stand thing. I need to one of these days pull all these nails out of this rubber because the wood shrunk or something, but it's driving me nuts. Got these 80 grain ELDXs, little missiles. So the only 22 caliber stuff I've ever reloaded is 22-250 for my dad, and it's like these little bitty bullets. But so we're gonna start at 40 grains of powder. So we're gonna put 40 0.0. Well, go. Beep beep. That's my sign. Time to get it. Okay. So grab our powder. throw another one while we do this. Now, this is the Horny Matchmaster seeding die for 22 Creed. This is my first time with a seeding die like this. I usually just run, whatever, but until we figure out my seeding depth I want to run that runs good in that rifle, we're just going to keep doing it the hard way. So I'm going to run this, I'm going to back it out quite a ways. We'll seed it. It looks really long. So look at this bad dude. I have the ogive gauge on here, and then we'll have to run this down and re-zero it. Make sure the jaws are clean. Usually 2,000ths on this one, and the, what is that other one called? The comparator, the chamber comparator deal when you're working on your neck length. So there's 0. That one seems like it's 4,000ths. So, okay, we'll measure this for overall length here. We'll figure out how much further we need to push the bullet in. So, case overall length 2.640, we're 2.735. So, we're at 35 now. Let's go 30, 56, yeah, there's 50, 60, 5, 75. We'll go 80 thou. Crimp it, or we'll seed it again and see where we're at. That felt like a long ways. But micrometer seeding dies are pretty slick. 2.658. So we need to go 5, 10, 58 to 640. So we're at 648 here. We'll go 5, 6, 7. See what that looks like. Now we are at, man, these micrometer seeding dies are really cool. I don't like measuring them this way because you could have some tips that aren't like perfectly not bent 1,000th long. So we'll bring it down a little bit, maybe 1 thou. Not even. Okay, here we go. See what we measure now. Pretty much there. You guys probably can't read that. 640, 2.640. So now we're gonna hold that one out. We will put our little Hornady gauge back on here. Lock it down. I like to zero it out. Okay, so we're back at 0. Now, see if I can get this so the camera can see it. Our ogive measurement is 3.097. We'll do that one more time just to make sure. Oh. Yeah, 3.097. We'll give it that. A little under, but be a good one to shoot for. 3.097. Now, what I like to do with these, pull that out of there, grab my Sharpie, and we'll write 40.0 on here. Really suck at writing, but first one's done. in the box, ready to rip. We'll get our funnel here, throw this next charge of powder, and then I will not bore you guys with 21 rounds of this. We'll just do this first one here, and we'll time lapse it. Oops, forgot I have the fancy seeding die. My fingers are too big though. There we go. This first one too might be seated a little bit deep because the other one was already in. We pushed it in, so we'll measure it. 3.097. Yeah. These micrometer seeding dies are the way to go. So we will write 40 grains on here. 0.0. That one's in the box, and then one more when we get the time lapse going. Alright, well, there's the last one of the 80 grain ELDXs loaded up. I got it up to 43 grains of Stay Ball 6.5. I'm going to clean out my powder scale, and we're going to try some 69 grain ELD VTs with Varget, because I don't think that Stay Ball 6.5 is a good powder for those in my Ruger American. So we'll be back. I might not like it, but we'll see. We got get my phone unlocked. 40.5 grains here. Garmin's ready to rip. I don't even know where that went, bro. Creeping up on 3,100.
It's like 2 o'clock.
Is it? No pressure signs on the case. The factories are almost 3,200. Blew my camera over. It's not going to want to do that. There we go. ES of 20. SD of 8.4. And I can't tell if it's a decent group or not. So, averaged 3,093. Mitchell's ripping pissing hot hand loads over here, trying to hit a 3-inch plate at 300 yards. That's currently turned sideways.
You can't see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is.
A little mirage going on. That sounded promising. Nailed it. Dog, that thing.
Now I can't see.
The old Elite Precision 6.5. It's a 1 MOA gun all day long. Like half, probably. That's got to be at least like a half MOA. Now we wait. The whole thing's got to cool down. So it went from 40 through 40 and a half to 41, 30, 36, 30, 39, or 3093 rather, and 3107. So we'll see if 41.5 is anything different. Get the old chrono figured out here. Barrel might be a little warm, but we're gonna send it. I don't have all night. Oh. So we're over factory speed now. Factory ELDXs are 3183. I'm at 3201, so not much. Will that focus? I don't have any signs of pressure yet. Primer's flat, but it'll be alright. Oh, it doesn't like these at all. Oh, we're getting a little pressure here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. Where is it? A little wipe. But we're gonna keep going. Doesn't like these at all, Mitchell.
Huh?
It doesn't like these at all, Mitchell. That's like a 4-inch group, dude. Top right target on 23.
I would say no.
I would definitely say no. What's our summary here? We have an extreme spread of 55 and an SD of 25 on 3 rounds. So that's not good. So keep trying. Alright, so I'm right at where I stopped the last time with low development on powder charge. So going off of book max, and I'm gonna have to look this up and we'll just put it on a title later. The book max on the Hornady's website that I pulled this load data from is like 41.7 grains, I think, and that's for a Horizon 24-inch. And I'm running a Ruger American Predator 22-inch. But we just loaded 41.5 grains with Stayball 6.5, CCI 200 primers, new Peterson brass. It's all trimmed to the same length. I think I went over this earlier in the video actually, but 41.5 grains of powder. I was at 3185 with an SD of 25 and an extreme spread of 55. 54.9 to be fair, but at 42 grains we averaged 3,200 feet per second with an SD of 3.5 and an extreme spread of 8.6 on 3 rounds. I have 2 bullets same plane as each other, about an inch apart, and then the third one, these guys wanted to go change targets, so I'm worried that I might have pulled it. It's low, so I think we're gonna try some seeding depth stuff at 42 grains. And I don't know what I want to do yet. If I want to push it forward from where I'm at, or go, push the bullet further into the case. So we'll see. So we hit a little accuracy node here at 42.5 grains at 3250 feet per second. I only did 2. I forgot to record with the Garmin, but we have an SD of 3 and an extreme spread of 6. So, and like what do you think that is? A 5/8 inch group?
Probably close to half.
That's got to be close to half. So 42.5 grains is winning out so far. So I don't know if I did something wrong or if Stayball 6.5 is that temperature sensitive, but it's a warm one out here, and we got the 42.3 grains. I averaged 3,480 feet per second. And last time I shot this at the same seeding depth at 3236. So that's not good. We got pressure signs on everything. Group sizes are a complete hammered dog trash. So I'll shoot the rest of these. I got 6 more bullets to go. We're going up 2 more tenths in powder. At 42.5 I have less signs of pressure. I should just pull the bullets, but I don't have a 22 caliber bullet puller yet, so frustrating. Here's my chicken scratch. It's not good.